Hello everyone, I'm Dylan. Welcome back to Genshin Impact.
Hi there! Checking in, are we? Since this was chosen as the building site for the new Jade Chamber, we've had a constant stream of people in this area. And not just workers either. So, business is booming for me today. Very few vacancies.
Cool.
You're lucky.
Great!
One of your rooms is still being cleaned. I guess it should be ready within the hour. The other room is just at the door on the left.
Okay.
Here are your keys. All right. Hope you enjoy your stay. Please excuse me, I'll leave you to it.
Shenhe, you should go get some rest. We'll hang around outside until the other room's ready.
Sure.
Paimon's gonna go see if there's anything good to eat around here. Paimon couldn't help but notice one of the guests walk in with a huge grilled chicken drumstick before.
Like in medieval times.
Let's buy one for Shenhe too.
All right. I will head to my room for now. If you need anything, don't hesitate to disturb me.
See you tomorrow.
See you
Hey, isn't that Cloud Retainer? What's she doing here? Let's go and say hi.
Climb the rocks of death.
One trusts you have met Shenhe. So, are you getting along quite well?
Yeah, we are best friends.
So far, so good. Yeah. So,
Naturally. Save for Ganyu, who spends the majority of her time in Liyue Harbor. All the Adepti living today are acquainted with Shenhe to some degree.
Okay.
cool. So, what's her Adeptus name anyway?
She's not Adeptus.
Calling her Shenhe feels kind of friendly, but also kind of disrespectful.
Her Adeptus name? Why, pray tell, would Shenhe have an Adeptus name?
Don't all Adepti have a special title they go by?
On this latter point, you are correct. However, Shenhe is human.
Oh,
Wait, what?
right. Wait, what? What? You knew already? So is Paimon the only one who didn't know?
Usually they're like part animal.
Do you mean to say that she presents differently from ordinary human beings?
Yes.
Well, to start with,
Ah, yes. She was like this all those years ago when one first met her. One first found Shenhe by chance in a cave. One was passing by and sensed the presence of a god's remains. The inside was Shenhe, then aged around 6 years old. In her hand, she held a dagger with which she was confronting a monster that was the god's remains incarnate.
Oh dang.
that sounds so dangerous.
For it.
When one arrived, she had already been locked in confrontation with this monster for several days. That she was able to endure such terrible danger was due not only to her strong willpower, but also to the bloodlust and homicidal instinct with which she was born.
Dang. She's
One
Yandere.
dealt with the monster, yet she still refused to lower her guard. She even pointed her dagger in one's direction and remained ready to strike. Only after she was satisfied that one had no intention to cause her harm did she finally relent.
In other words, if you hadn't passed by that day, Shenhe might have...
Did.
Not necessarily. Upon one's arrival, one could sense that the god's wrath was gradually receding.
That's still so dangerous, though. Why was a tiny little kid battling against the wrath of a god in the first place?
Thug life. I don't know.
Alas, the mortal world is rife with suffering of every kind. Mooncarver once performed a divination for her. He declared that her fate is to bear the curse of calamity,
Sweet.
consumed
Give
by
her my number.
malevolent energy, and take good care of her.
I love her.
Oh, now Paimon gets it.
Huh. You dare draw such a facile
Master has relayed my situation to you, I take it.
I guess so.
Oh? How did you know?
I'd intended to wait until you came back before going to sleep, but I didn't hear you come in. I was worried that something may have happened to you. So I went outside to check and caught sight of my master. On top of this, you have been acting very strangely around me this morning, causing me to suspect that my master must have told you everything about me. After all, Master is very talkative. Instead, you treated me as you would a friend.
Yes, I love you. Be my friend.
For this, I am very grateful indeed.
Yeah.
Oh, and another thing. We bought some grilled chicken drumsticks on the way back last night. There was a place just outside. Here's one for you, Shenhe.
Try it. It's delicious.
So good. Look, look! The Jade Chamber is floating into the sky!
What flies away is gone forever.
Hey, Dylan! And hey, Beto! And hey, person Paimon doesn't know?
Gothic.
Given the enormous scale of the Jade Chamber, we split the construction work into 2 phases to make sure the structure remains balanced. Before we find some suitable plastrite, we build the Jade Chamber's keel at ground level. Once the plastrite is ready, we place it into the keel and let the
Dang, they made
partially
that all in one
constructed
night?
Jade Chamber rise up
It's
to the
insane.
height of the surrounding mountain peaks. The remainder of the construction work is then carried out at that altitude. Once
Miss Bywin, we've brought some new materials to submit.
One moment, I'll be right there. The construction work has only been able to progress this rapidly thanks to the plastrite provided by you.
You're welcome.
Lady Ningguang is most grateful and looks forward to seeing more of your work.
Goodbye.
Wow, can't believe you sourced the plastrite so quickly. It's the key piece of the puzzle. Looks like you beat us to the punch.
Beto? You're joining the Jade Chamber contest too?
Sure am. I happened to get my hands on a chunk of sunset vermilionite on a voyage a while.
Huh. So even though it's rare, we're not the only ones who managed to get a hold of it.
Dang it.
Oh, I've got some introductions to do. This is the renowned Miss Yun, or Yunjin, probably the most famous figure in the Liyue opera scene.
Sure.
Greetings.
I'll eat your skin off.
These two are Paimon and the Traveler, both good buddies of mine.
And Worm.
And this is,
Shenhe.
sorry.
Shenhe,
Sorry.
I am there.
Shenhe.
Friend.
Yes.
Good to meet you. A friend of a friend is my friend too. Or, as I like to say, a mate of a crewmate is part of the crew.
Yar, matey! I'm part of the crew!
Miss Yun is also here for the contest. Turns out she needed to borrow a boat, so we came together.
It's an honor to finally meet you both. I've heard much about you. Miss Shenhe, though we are only meeting for the first time, I have a feeling that we will get along very well indeed.
You're creepy.
To be honest with you all, I am in great need of this opportunity to ask Lady Ningguang a question. That's why I joined the contest. Thanks to my father's connections, I was able to acquire a specimen of the plastrite required. Fortunately, it was approved for submission, despite being a little on the diminutive side.
So we give them this giant block, it's like this big, let's say that. And everyone else gives them like pieces like that big. And they're like, yeah, everyone's equal.
Lady Ningguang said that the first 3 contestants to procure all 3 materials will be awarded the chance to ask a question.
Works for me.
Instead of competing against each other, we could work together to secure the top 3 places between us.
Sure,
What do
but
you think?
you have a horse saddle on your head.
From what I've heard, the core itself is really not that difficult to make. The hard part is
You have to
getting
craft it a
the people
bunch.
who are used-
We will head into town and seek advice from Master Zhang of Hanfeng's Ironmongers. Thoughts?
Sounds good.
Wonderful. We'll split into teams then, and whoever I'm gonna take off. See you later.
I'm looking for a venue to host the performance of our new opera. Lady Ningguang has excellent judgment, so I would like to hear her opinion.
That's it?
Ooh, what's the opera called?
The opera is a labor of love by my father. He wrote it based on a popular urban. It's called The Divine Damsel of Devastation.
Ooh. It's my dancing name. That's my dancing name! I'm the divine dancing demon of Gerbil. As always, thank you for watching. And I will see you eventually. Bird blast!